Okay, guys and gals, we're back. If you're following along in the last three videos, you will see. Sorry about that. Okay, if you were following along in the last three videos, you will see that we have created this website, and it's a really basic website. It's got, where is it? Oh, it's so basic I didn't even see it. Okay, it's got your header, you've got your nav bar, you've got your left sidebar, which isn't on the left. Well, okay, technically it's aligned to the left. And everything is going to be aligned to the left unless you otherwise specify, and we'll get to that. And then you've got your main section, which doesn't look too much different from anything else, and you've got your right sidebar and your footer. So now we are going to do a little more work within the main section. And another thing that HTML5 has done is they've allowed, and I'm going to delete this. They've allowed a way to separate the sections. And the thing about HTML5 is it kind of does a box styling as far as everything in here. And like this is a box, your header's a box, your nav's a box, your sidebars are boxes. They're all their own little boxes. And even then, like you can go even deeper. Like within your nav bar, your unordered list is a box, and even then, your list items can be their own separate box. And that all boils down to how you style them. And we will be doing a lot, especially when we go into drop-down menus. You'll see that we're not just going to style the nav bar, and we're not just going to style the nav bar in the unordered list. We're going to style the nav bar, the unordered list, the list items, the unordered list items within the list. I mean, it's going to go on and on. But by the end of it, you may not be able to do it exactly perfect, but you'll be able to at least style your nav bar. And that's the same with anything, your sidebar. You can put links within here. And here's a good example right here. I styled the sidebar, obviously. I styled the unordered list, which is the purple part, and then I styled the list items, which is the black boxes. And I styled each one of those, and it's layered, as you can see. And so with HTML5, you can really, like, the sky is the limit as far as positioning and styling. I mean, it's just a fantastic way to design websites. Okay, so we're in the section area, and then where I was going is articles. Now, within your section, and you can actually, and I don't want to say within your section, because within any of your main boxes, I guess, within your nav bar, within your side, which you really probably don't want to put one in your nav bar or your header, but within any of these, you can put a section or an article. And to do that, all you need to do is make a tag for article, and then close it. Okay, so this is a section within a section. This is a section within your main section, where it is right now. And we're going to go ahead and do this twice because it's hard to explain what's going on if you don't, if you can't visually see it. So we're going to go ahead and make it to where you can. So this is going to be our home page, let's say. So let's go ahead and go to the article, and let's put okay, let's do this. You can use headers pretty much anywhere also, just like articles. So let's make a header for this article, and let's just say welcome exclamation mark, 2 capital letters. That's an exciting welcome. And then we close our header. So now we have a header for the article, and then after that, let's put a paragraph here. And this will be our welcome paragraph. So, welcome to this website. We are so happy to see you here. What have I done? See what I did? It goes back to those fat hands. I need to go to a doctor to get my fat hands taken care of. I'm going to, you can control click. Oh, no, that didn't work. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay, copy. There we go. Our tag's back in order. Let's go back down to the paragraph. And I didn't close that for you guys. I want to make sure you do that. and we'll just paste it there. So happy you are here. Bang. Now that lets everybody know that we're happy that they're here, and that's what we want. Okay, so let's go to our other article, and that's the one below it, and let's add another header. Close it. Header. Okay. No question marks. Gosh, guys. Did it twice. Okay. Whoa. What's going on? Alright, so, and let's name this one, I'm going to name it Updates, just because. And there we go, there's our header for that. And I like to keep these on one line when they're like, kind of like, I guess you could call them sub-headers or something, because they're not our main header. And you see, like, I have that under there. So they're, I don't know, it just kind of like, it saves space and also lets me know what I'm looking at as far as, and that's just my own personal preference. But you can also put welcome under your opening tag and then put your closing tag under that, and that'll work fine too. We're going to add another paragraph right here, and no updates available at this time, because there aren't. Alright, and another thing we can do on here is, and I'm only going to do this in this article, is you can put a footer within your footer within your article, and I'll put written by John. That's me, and yes, that's how I spell it. Footer. Okay, so there's a footer. There's your paragraph. There's your header, all within your article, which is within your section. So in a way, well, no, not even in a way. Your section is a child of your body, and your article is a child of your section. Just like your header, your paragraph, your footer are all children of your article. And again, that's going to be one of those things where you just kind of want to make a little note of it. Okay, so let's save, and then let's go look and see what we've done. Okay. So we've got our sidebar. You notice how, because I made it as a header, it kind of gives it a little like under padding for it, and padding is another thing where we're going to be able to manually choose how much padding to put in. So yeah, and so there's our header, there's our footer, and then we have another, or no, there's our paragraph, then we have another footer, and then we have our heading, and again, it kind of drops down. And I think the footing does the same thing as far as padding up on the top, because, you know, obviously the footer's going to be at the bottom. And so it does that for you. And yeah, so there we go. We have our articles, and now I think what we should do is let's go ahead and link a style sheet, because we're starting to get a lot of stuff. We're starting to get a lot of stuff on the website, and I want to make sure that I want to make it clear what we're looking at, because right now it could be all on one section, and you wouldn't know, because that's how it looks. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it clear that these are all separate sections by using CSS and styling the sections. So let's go to our notepad, and let's open a new a new file, and I'm going to go ahead and file save to my desktop. And this is just how I do it. You can write a little bit and then save it whenever you're ready to look at it. It's up to you. But the thing is, when it comes to CSS, when it comes to anything that's not in your HTML document, that you need that your HTML document references it, you need to have it either in the same folder, which in this case would be my desktop. But whenever it's time to like put it on a website, I'm going to put it in its own folder. Or you need to have it tell the HTML document what folder it's in, and I'll show you how to do that later. Because again, whenever you're making a huge website, given like maybe like 50 pages even, you're going to have a lot of pictures, you're going to have a lot of maybe audio or video or something, and you're going to want to put those in different folders to kind of keep it all orderly for you, so that you can go back and you can edit it and change it. So I'm going to save this to this desktop right here. And where is I'm looking for test. There we go. There is our test HTML file. So now we're going to make a let's just say, let's call it style, and you can name this Okay. Well, you can name this anything you want as long as you reference it correctly in your HTML document. Uh, let's see, and just like with your, I've named the HTML document test.html. Whenever a sorry, whenever you access a web page, let's say you go to Google, the first page is called index.html, and the reason for that is because that's the first, that's just the page that they look forward to pull up. So when you want to name your home page or whatever page you want to be the first page that's accessed when they go to your direct website to be index.html. I named it test right now. Of course, I'm going to change it later. And the reason why is because I work on a lot of websites, and I don't know if I have any index.htmls in my desktop, and that's really my fault. I probably should have checked that in the first place to avoid this. But just so you know, name your file or rename it to index.html, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. So you can name your style sheet anything you want, like I said, as long as you first you want to put .css. You want to make sure that the extension on it is .css. That'll make sure the format of it is CSS and it's recognized. Okay, and I named mine style.css, so we're going to save it. Okay, now let's go back to our HTML document. Let's go to our head, and this is going to be another one of those things where you're not going to see it within the website, but it is necessary within the head to to reference the style sheet. So let's we're going to make a link tag. Okay, CRS. No, I'm sorry. If you guys will give me 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I got a little confused there. So I went ahead and pulled up a reference for myself, and what we're going to do is we're going to add in, as you can see, in this again, this is that my example website right here, and this, all of this would look like, except for the header picture, would look like this if not for this right here, your link rel style and your href. Rel is kind of like, I guess, like relativity or related or something. But basically, you put style sheet there, and then you on your href or your reference, you go ahead and you reference your CSS document. And so in our case, we are going to put rel, and this one is pretty much always the same as far as style sheets are concerned, because you just put style. Okay, when it comes to tags, you gotta spell them right. Oh no! There we go. Style sheet. Now notice that the link tag is a tag within itself, or is a tag itself. Whereas these are kind of like customizers for the tag, and you'll see a lot of these as we go down the line. Link by itself doesn't do anything, but when you add rel, it lets it know what type of link it is, and then when you add href, and then make sure you always put an equal sign and parentheses. And then we reference our style sheet by using style.css, and there you go. That tells the web or the HTML document, hey, we're going to link a style sheet. It's called style.css, and then everything we put on the style sheet, nope, not that, right there, let's close that, will automatically affect the website. Okay, so we can save that, and we can go and we can refresh, but it doesn't do anything right now because, I mean, there's nothing for it to do. We haven't told it to do anything. So let's go to our CSS document. First things first, when you add this little like asterisk or star or whatever, it's kind of like telling your HTML document that we're referencing the whole website. And what I like to do automatically, just out of the box, and it's just the way I've learned, is to go ahead and make your margins and your padding 0 pixels. Oh, except for, okay, timeout. Okay, so your margin, and there's no S, it's just margin. And that's another reason why I like Notepad++, because sometimes I get ahead of myself, as you can tell, and then like things don't work out right. But With Notepad++, it knows it's a CSS file, and so it colors it accordingly. It knows that margin is a thing, but if I put margins, it says it's not a thing, and it just keeps it black text, and I can go, oh wait, well that should be blue, so I did something wrong. So let's go ahead and explain what margins and padding are real quick. Your margin is on the outside. Okay, this is my main big wrapper, and we'll get to that again too. In fact, let's just go ahead and go to section. This is my section. These are my articles, the black background. This part is my section on all around it. Okay, the margins are the space on the outside. This is the margins say, hey, don't touch me. I need you to give me so and so pixels space. So we're going to put it at 0 pixels for the whole website, which is all this out here. But basically, and that's kind of like saying, yeah, you can touch me. But later on, when we're doing other parts, we're going to give it more space and everything, and you'll see that. Now, the padding is on the inside. The padding is right here in my main section. Again, we're working with this gray border right here and the gray inside, not the article. But it's the space between the article and the border of the section. So the padding says, hey, I need you to be a little bit smaller because I got to show off some of my extra space. So and it really it does wonders, because if you didn't have the margin and the padding, everything would be touching. These letters would be off to the side over here, and it would be really ugly and hard to read. Nobody would want to visit your site. You'd lose all your friends. So we're gonna put the margin and padding, but right now we're gonna go ahead and let everything know that margin and padding is 0 off the bat, because some tags have their own preset margins and paddings, and this is basically just overriding them, because we don't want them to, you want to be in control. You don't want them to, because then they'll mess things up whenever you're like, I don't know how to fix that, and because the tag decided to go rogue on you. Okay, so let's make sure whenever we're doing our CSS, again, CSS is a different language from HTML, so you're going to put your part of your website that you're trying to affect, and then you're going to use these curly bracket things, and then you're going to put what you want, and then you're going to close it. And that's basically it. You can add whatever you need right here as much as you want. And I've put up to like 20 things right here. I've put 2, and I usually always put margin and padding at 0 right there, and because it affects your entire website. Now we can go down here and put it back. Well, let's save real quick and see if this does anything. Whoa! See what I did there? Yeah, it took everything off to the side because there's no margin, there's no padding. But we're gonna fix that. That won't be like that for much longer. But we can also, let's say, back capitalization. It doesn't affect it, but I don't like it. So, and then color. And we're going to use names for colors right now. There's thousands and thousands of colors that are represented by hexadecimal numbers or something. And you can look at those later, but for right now, for easy reference, let's just use basic colors like, let's say, yellow. And we're making the background color of our website yellow. So voila. See what happened there? We just styled the background of our website to yellow, and this is going to be awesome because even though the background's yellow, we can change each one of these sections to a different background color. So it's kind of like we're playing with colors here. You want to have a good color scheme. Okay, so we're going to do the header real quick, and I'm going to end this video, and we'll do the rest of it on the next video. No, I'm sorry. We're going to do the body real quick, and then I'll finish that. So body is recognized as a thing with CSS. So you don't need to add anything, and you'll understand what I'm talking about whenever we actually do have to add something in front of the word that we're trying to reference. But for right now, we're just going to do body, and let's go ahead and do padding. I like to start with margin, and I'm going to do 10 pixels. Okay, padding. Let's do another 10 pixels. Okay, and background color. And white. That might look good. What else? What else do we want to do here? No, let's add a border. Border. Some of these CSS, I guess you call them tags, You can add multiple things to them to like make them look the way you want, such as font and border and maybe a couple of others. And what I mean by that is we want to put a border. Now we want the border, and I'm going to put a 1 pixel border. And then we want to. There's different options. There's dash. There's double lined and all these different kinds of borders. I'm going to do a solid border. So you put the type of border, you put the size of the border, the type of the border, and then let's do a black border, which is probably isn't going to look very good, but at least you'll know what we're looking at here. And then you always end with these little thingies right here because you want to let the code know, hey, I've ended this command. Let's go on to another command. So we've added that. We put a 1 pixel solid black border on there. We have a white background, and we're only dealing with the body. And as you know, the body tag is the whole thing, but it's not going to affect. Okay, well, tell you what. Let's save and refresh. Okay, and it's a little weird, but as you can see, I mean, it's got the white background on it. Granted, it's being affected by this stuff too, because okay, here's a good way to explain this. This affects everything on your website. So because I put the background color to yellow, like I've said before, all of these are boxes. Your side, your section, all these are separate little boxes, and this affects every single box. So every box right now has a background color of yellow. It doesn't look like it because it looks like it looks like just the background yellow. But whenever we added this, we realized that there's no way that this background is showing through your body. It's just, but because every background is yellow, all of this is going to be yellow because each one of these sections was within your body. Now your body is white. Yeah. So I hope you understand that. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to separate each one of these to their own. I mean, they're already their own box, but we're going to make it visible that they're their own box, and then we'll get on to some more stuff after that. So yeah, I hope you join me for the next video. Thanks.